the echoes of ancient Greece still resound in our modern world, shaping our thoughts, our institutions, and our culture. Imagine a civilization, its roots buried deep in the sands of time, a civilization so grand that its influence spans millennia. That is ancient Greece, a magnificent beacon of knowledge, culture, and power that has shaped the world as we know it. Envision towering marble columns, ornate sculptures, grand amphitheaters, all testament to the grandeur of this bygone era. But the magnificence of ancient Greece was not confined to its architecture alone. Its true greatness lay in the minds of its people, in their innovative ideas, their philosophies, their thirst for knowledge, and their undying spirit of inquiry. This was a civilization that gave us the concept of democracy, where citizens had a say, a voice in the governance of their city-states. A civilization that birthed philosophy, a discipline that dared to question existence, reality, and knowledge. A civilization that treasured the arts, from the epic poems of Homer to the dramatic tragedies of Sophocles. A civilization that excelled in science, with pioneers such as Hippocrates in medicine, Euclid in mathematics, and Aristotle in biology. The ancient Greeks were not just about ideas and theories. They were inventors, engineers, and builders. They developed the watermill, the lever, the crane, and even an early analog computer known as the Antikythera mechanism. Their naval prowess was unmatched, with advanced trireme warships that ruled the Mediterranean. In the realm of sports, the ancient Greeks gifted us with the Olympic Games, a testament to their love for physical prowess and competition. A tradition we honor to this day, every 4 years, as nations around the globe gather to compete in the spirit of camaraderie and sportsmanship. Their mythology, rich with gods and goddesses, heroes and monsters, continues to inspire countless books, movies, and artworks, captivating our imagination with tales of courage, love, and adventure. The fall of this great civilization, however, marked a pivotal transition in world history. What caused this collapse, and how did the legacy of ancient Greece survive through the ages? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the fascinating journey of this remarkable civilization. The collapse of ancient Greece was not a swift downfall, but a gradual decline that spanned centuries. Let's dive into the factors that played a significant role in this decline. Foremost among these was the infamous Peloponnesian War. This was no ordinary conflict. It was a protracted and grueling war that drained the resources of the Greek city-states, creating deep divisions among them. Athens and Sparta, the most powerful city-states, led opposing sides in this war that lasted for over 27 years. The war not only brought economic devastation, but also caused significant loss of life and morale. Meanwhile, another potent force was rising in the west, the Romans. The Romans, initially allies, turned into invaders. Their military might was unparalleled, and they gradually conquered the divided Greek city-states. The Romans admired Greek culture and knowledge, which they absorbed into their own civilization. In the end, the Roman invasion was the final blow to the already weakened Greek city-states. However, the story doesn't end there. The internal conflicts within the Greek city-states themselves were a significant factor in their downfall. These city-states, known as polis, were fiercely independent and often at odds with each other. Their constant rivalries and conflicts weakened them from within, making them vulnerable to external threats. Their inability to unite against common enemies was one of their greatest vulnerabilities. Then there were social and economic factors. Overpopulation, land shortages, and financial crises resulted in social unrest and political instability. The disparities between the rich and the poor grew wider, leading to discontent and upheaval. But the collapse of ancient Greece wasn't just about wars, invasions, and internal strife. It was also about the demise of a unique way of life, a culture, a philosophy. The vibrant city-states, the cradle of democracy, the birthplace of philosophy, and the home of great art and architecture, all faded into the annals of history. Despite the collapse, the legacy of ancient Greece was far from forgotten, but rather it was absorbed and preserved by other civilizations. The flame of Greek knowledge burned on, carried forward by the civilizations that followed. Let's delve into this journey of preservation and evolution. The Romans, a civilization once at odds with the Greeks, played a significant role in preserving the Greek legacy. They admired the Greeks for their art, philosophy, and literature. As the Roman Empire expanded, it absorbed Greek culture, often incorporating it into Roman society. Greek gods were worshipped under Roman names, Greek plays were performed in Roman theaters, and Greek philosophy was studied in Roman schools. Even the Latin language was heavily influenced by Greek. The Greeks had sparked a flame that found a home in Roman culture, ensuring its survival. However, the torch didn't stop there. As the Roman Empire crumbled and gave way to the Byzantine Empire, the Greek legacy continued to thrive. The Byzantine Empire, with its capital in Constantinople, was Greek in spirit and Orthodox Christian in religion. Here, Greek language, culture, and knowledge were preserved and nourished. Byzantine scholars dedicated themselves to the preservation of Greek literature and philosophy, safeguarding it from the turmoil of the Dark Ages. They continued the Greek tradition of scholarship, ensuring the flame of knowledge did not flicker out. And then came the Islamic Golden Age. As the Islamic civilization expanded, it came into contact with the Greek legacy preserved by the Byzantines. The Muslims, intrigued by Greek thought and knowledge, translated countless Greek works into Arabic. This allowed for the dissemination of Greek philosophy, mathematics, and medicine throughout the Islamic world. Greek knowledge was not only preserved but further developed upon, sparking advancements in various fields. The Greek legacy was like a beacon, passed from civilization to civilization, each adding to its glow. The Romans, Byzantines, and the Islamic Golden Age, each in their own way, preserved and nurtured the legacy of ancient Greece. Their efforts allowed the Greek flame to endure, illuminating the path of human progress. These civilizations served as the bridge that connected the ancient Greek world to the modern era. The pillars of ancient Greece hold up much of our modern world. It's a statement that might seem grandiose at first glance, but when you start to peel back the layers of our contemporary society, you'll find it's not an exaggeration. Take politics, for instance. The idea of democracy, a system of government where power is vested in the people, was born in the city-state of Athens around the 5th century BCE. Fast forward to today, and democracy is not only a cornerstone of Western societies, but it's also a concept that's sought after and fought for around the globe. Now, let's move on to philosophy. The intellectual explorations of Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle continue to shape our understanding of ethics, morality, and the nature of knowledge itself. Their teachings underpin much of Western philosophical thought, and their influence extends to disciplines as diverse as law, education, and psychology. And who could forget the arts? The architectural styles of the Greeks, characterized by grand columns and elaborate facades, have left an indelible mark on the world's cityscapes. From the White House in Washington, D.C. to the British Museum in London, echoes of Greek design are everywhere. Even our storytelling owes a debt to the Greeks, with their epic poems and tragic plays forming the bedrock of modern literature and drama. Last but not least, let's consider the sciences. Greek thinkers were pioneers in fields like mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. The principles they established, the methodologies they developed, they're all part and parcel of the scientific process we still use today. In essence, the legacy of ancient Greece isn't just a collection of historical facts and figures, it's a living, breathing entity that continues to shape and guide our modern world. The influence of ancient Greece is so deeply ingrained in our culture that it's almost invisible, like the air we breathe. The echoes of ancient Greece, though centuries old, still resonate loudly in our modern world. Immerse yourself in the world of education, and you'll find ancient Greece is never far away. The study of classics, encompassing Greek philosophy, literature, and history, remains a revered discipline, offering profound insights into human nature, society, and thought. Ancient Greek thought forms the foundation of Western philosophical and scientific traditions, with the works of Plato, Aristotle, and Socrates still widely studied and debated. Venture into the realm of literature, and the tales of Greek mythology continue to captivate. The epic adventures of Odysseus, the tragic fate of Oedipus, and the heroic exploits of Hercules are retold generation after generation. These timeless narratives have been reimagined in countless novels, plays, and poems, their themes and characters proving enduringly relevant and relatable. Meanwhile, popular culture is awash with references to ancient Greece. From the Olympic Games, a modern revival of the ancient athletic contests, to the iconic Greek key pattern adorning fashion and home decor. Greek gods and goddesses lend their names to planets and asteroids, while Greek letters are used in mathematics, science, and in the names of fraternities and sororities. Greek symbols too hold significant sway. The rod of Asclepius, associated with the Greek god of medicine, is widely recognized as a symbol for healthcare. The laurel wreath, a significant emblem in ancient Greece, is now a universal symbol of victory and achievement. Even our language owes a great debt to ancient Greece. Many English words derive from Greek, including chronology, democracy, and philosophy, reminding us daily of this ancient civilization's lasting influence. From the ruins of a fallen empire, the legacy of ancient Greece continues to shape our world, reminding us that even in decline, a civilization can still cast a long shadow.